So in Acts 20, Paul addresses the leaders. And it tells us in Acts 20:17 this. And from Miletus, he sent to Ephesus and called the elders of the church. Elders were put in place in the church of Ephesus. And I know elders back then probably a little different than elders today. But elders really are just the leaders. Whether they're the pastors, whatever title they got, they are the elders. And there are also elders in the church as well. But we have to understand that the elders in the Bible were not just the old people in the church or those who were saved for a while, the seasonal saints. The elders were more than just older people. They were the people in communities that held official and leadership roles over Israel. They had significant legal authority and governance to Israel, the people, to make sure the justice system stayed intact. So these elders in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, these were the assigned and ordained people out of the people. So these elders are the people out of the community of Israel that was assigned to make sure the law is enforced. For they were the legislatives of their time. And you saw this in Ruth 4, when Boaz sought to take Ruth as his wife, but he couldn't just take her because he didn't have the right. There was also another member of his family that had the first right by law. So he called in the courts 10 leaders, 10 elders, and his cousin. So in him calling the 10 elders, a courtroom was set. This is legal terms taking place to make sure he had the legal right to Ruth. And he just did not take her on his own. Because the elders were put in place to give counsel to the people. This is why Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, told Moses, don't do all this work yourself, appoint leaders. They were the elders that Moses appointed, 70 of them, to help him govern the people of Israel. So they stood as the government and religious officials in making sure the law was enforced. And they held high status in their communities. And we see in the New Testament how the Sanhedrins were the elders, the great council. They were the municipal courts that people went to when there were problems to make sure order was being done in the land. So we today in our church, we see elders a little differently. We don't see them as governors of the church. And not that we're governing people to control people, but governing in the sense of order, to make sure order is continuing in the church. Thanks for tuning into this podcast. Join me again as we continue to simplify the Word of God. Until next time, be blessed.